Hello everyone, my name is Andy and this is a tutorial for the ViCiTrip add-on for Blender, so let's dive into! Okay, and there we are in Blender. So, the obvious question you potentially have is, why should I buy something like ViCiTrip? Because there are so many other softwares out there to visualize your audio files, right? So, the reason is, this is Blender. And that means you simply have an infinite amount of possibilities in here. So you're not stuck to some, I don't know, blending stuff or change the input. You can go into absolute details, right? First off, you have everything in the view because of the timeline here. You always see where you are, what node is active in here. And you can change, of course, everything you have. So let's say I want to have more stars here, right? So I give it more stars, yay! And there we are. It looks terrible, so let's change it back. But you can do it, or you can, I don't know, rotate the ground, or give it a other style and another height or whatever. You can do so incredible much more things than in any other software out there. You have the same stuff always in the shader editor as well. And what I did as well, by the way, was putting some text to image prompts inside here. So the Buddha head over here, I put it somewhere. I put it here. Yeah, look at this. Like brain fuck. I love it. So cool. Yeah, and the same, of course, in the compositor. You have here timeline as well. If you want to, you don't need to use a timeline always, but you can. And everything can react to the sound. You know, you can use whatever you want, especially in the geometry nodes over here. You have the possibility to put, let's say, in this here, that's audio driven. Let's have a look where it was. It's here, right? You can see all of those green things around here. They're a little behind the Buddha head on the other hand right now, but yeah, whatever. So they are affected by the audio input. So if you watch them, it's changing. They are shaking and doing stuff, and you can do it with everything you want. For example, the Buddha head here is also shaking. I guess that's Buddha head, right? And here's also an audio input. It's a frequency 250, and it scales the Buddha head with the bass. So it's just, yeah. With ViCiTrip, you are as free as possible to make the most crazy audio visualization you can get. So that's the point, and now we're going to start to dive into how to use it. How can you use it quickly and easy to make very fast, cool looking audio visual stuff. And later on I'm going to show you a time-lapse, how I am going to create a little an advanced version, where I really keep advantage of all the possibilities you have in Blender. So let's rock it. And here we are in an empty blend file. So if you don't know already how to install an add-on, it's very easy. You just go into the preferences here and then in the add-ons tab. And then you can hit the install button, search the place where your add-on is saved, and then install the add-on with this button over here. It's that easy. And the asset pack, you can put the path over here where you want to have your assets. And you can have several of them. You can make, 100 different paths to your asset packs. And then they are shown in the asset browser here. As you can see, here's the ViCiTrip assets. Voila, there we are. Okay. going to add a new one, and let's say, okay, we want to have a new clip, right? You find the add-ons here on the right side in the N panel. So if you click N, it's going to be opened, and what you're going to need first is the audio importer. So with this one you're going to get your audio file. So for me, I'm taking my new track. I made a Psytrance song. I'm pretty fine with it, that's cool. And I'm going to find them somewhere on my desk. Called it Signs on the Moon. Sounds promising, doesn't it? So taking the WAV version and import it. And now there we have the property add audio to video sequencer. You wouldn't expect what it is going to do. It's going to do, it adds the audio file to the video sequencer. That means you can hear the audio because yeah, you have to import it separately. And it's always going to put the audio file at the frame start, so not where your cursor is. It's going to put it at the frame start, and it's going to edit your timeline, so it will end when the track ends. So I'm going to show it. It takes a while because it's now baking 10 different frequencies with your audio file you choose. And it adds bunch and bunch of node setups here. I'm going to show you in a second how they look like. It's basically to see what you have, because at the moment you have no idea, right? I can hit play. Now we hear the sound. That's nice. Let's maybe take it visually, right? Going to take the where are we? Yeah. There we are, and here's the file. It's always put it on the channel 5. I made the channel 5 in the hope that I'm not going to overwrite something you have in your editor, so please be aware about that. And yeah, it's often too loud. It's yeah, for me at least. So you can change the sound intensity over here, and what's cool as well, you can display the waveform, but sadly it's going to be less high when you when you put the sound a little down, right? So what my little trick is, I keep it how it is, and I duplicate it. Just hit Shift-D and put it one channel up or down, and then I can make this here not that loud, just 0.1, and this here, and just click H to hide it. And now we hear the sound, we see the sound, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. But now you can only see the waveforms, and you still don't really have an idea about the parameters and stuff the sound is going to give you. So you can connect this node. Is added automatically, so you don't have to put it into, but you can do it. It's in the audio importer here. There are other audio nodes. So this one is the all frequencies, is this one, right? And you can have the separate frequencies. It's a pretty crazy node tree in here, with node trees in the node tree, and yeah, it's everything put it in automatically, and you can connect it to your output. If you have the node wrangler active, you can hit sure, what is it? Shift Alt? Oh my god, how to make it so normally. Yeah, it's Shift Alt. Shift and Alt and left click on the node you want to connect immediately to the output, and then there we are. And yeah, you can see the numbers. Now you may think, why should I care about the numbers? Because The numbers are going to show you how high they are. That means you can later on when you take stuff inside like this here as an example, and I want to, I don't know, move it. I want to move the circle extrude, for example, right? This is a tiny parameter. It's like, ooh, if you use too much, it looks like this. It looks not cool. So you can take in, let's say we take this frequency, we connect this, and you can see as well the frequency and all of it. It's 250 over here, how you can see here, and this is the number, how high and how low it goes, and you can change it here, of course. You can say, hey, I want to just have it like in the power of 1, and then it changes, and you can see how it changes. So it's not like, I hope it's fine now. No, you can clearly see the numbers here, and you can give it a minimum and a maximum. So let's say you have something, it needs always to be over 1, give it 1, and then we are there. And you have the same but plus 1, and you have a maximum. So if you want to have it highest 1, and let's say we give it a little bit less here, then it's never going higher than 1. You see, it stops always at 1. So yeah, this has every one of them here, but the all frequency node group has it not, because it would be a mess down here, and it wouldn't make that much sense, how I think. So yeah, you just have the power, you can make the changements here. So now we have this here. Let's give you a little bit more beautiful look, and change what we said, right? So you need the sound output here, of course, and not the yeah, as we can see, it's still a little much, so take it down. Oh, here must be 0, okay, of course. Yeah, now it's reacting to the sound. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So, and now I personally love the tool because you can make really crazy huge trees and stuff. How I said before, this is the biggest advantage of the add-on. But if you want to have fast and easy some cool clips, you can do that as well, because it's also designed for this task. Then you are going, after you imported your audio file, of course, that's always the first step. You want to visualize your audio, import it first, right? Then you can go to the Node Editor timeline. And let's say I'm going to take some stuff here. This is cool, this is cool. Yeah, the camera, that needs to be on the 0 spot here in the middle. Just activate it and click Alt-G, Alt-R, and then R90X. And now you're looking straight into nothing, because because it's down here. How I found out, if you set the camera to a pretty low focal length, it looks best, at least to my taste. But this is really different to every person, of course. But yeah, I like it that way. And if you wonder maybe why the heck is this asset around it and not just in front of it, the reason is because of virtual reality. I love virtual reality. I'm a really big fan of the technology, and I'm using it a lot. And this way, it's all around you. It's not just in front of you. But of course, this needs more power. And you can change it just by putting it somewhere back here. Let's say like this, right? And now it's everything in front of you, and you can make it shorter if you want to. And yeah, now it needs less power on your computer, and it's pretty fine. So the thing is, you can just take some assets you like into and adjust them the way you want them to. So let's say we give it a less resolution to be faster. But if you go down with the resolution, as you can see, it's going to give this here. You need always also to adjust the area cut, because it's a loop, and it cuts down the edge at the end of the loop, and therefore you just can increase this, and then it works fine as well. And on the other hand, if you put the resolution higher, you can lower this here as well. It's also working. Yeah. And now we say, okay, I'm fine with this. I think this is cool. It's everything I want to have on my clip. And of course you can put as much. So let's take this one as well. Okay, okay. It looks a little boring, and it looks boring because it's a multi-frequency one. These are designed to connect to the where is it? The audio importer, to the all frequency, right? And this is done very fast because they know the same, you know, 16K, 60K. So you can hit just Alt and right click, not left click, right click, and then go to the node you want to connect, and now it reacts, right? It looks far more cool, crazy stuff. And as soon as you connect some stuff here, I highly recommend to make a group, because otherwise it would just care about this one here, and it will ignore this one. So just always make a group. This is to have a much better overview over all of it. So, but now we're happy, right? We can give it some color if you want to see more clear which one is which one. I always do that. I love colors of the notes, a very important step to me. And yeah. So that looks fine. Yeah. Sorry, and now let's say we're going to create a timeline, and it changes always between 100 frames or and 250 frames, and this is a random factor here. So you can do 250, and then it changes always every 250 frames. But I like surprises, so let's create it. And there we are. Now we have this tree here, and probably it's going to slow a little down, because now we have a lot of nodes here, right? And every node here is a copy. And the big advantage of those copies is that you can change them separately. So let's say we have back here, yeah, that two of the same next to each other. Let's say, okay, this one looks like this, and this as well, but I can change this one. And now it looks different at the end, and yeah, now we have something different. And this is the advantage of this version here, right? It's like add nodes to timeline and not only attach nodes. And we have the timeline here, so you see always what node is used at the moment here. And so it's pretty cool. I can scrub through it, and yeah. But I'm talking too much here. The point is, you're done now. So if you want to have the short version to just boom, give me a clip, you're done already now. You can just stop it, and that's it. And yeah, export it the way you want to, and you have your clip, and it's cool. But if you want to go advanced, which I highly recommend because it's so much more cool, you can do it like this as well. Or what I personally prefer is that you now we're back here, right, to the original node groups. Only attach, and I can create it like this. The reason for the only attach version is because of the performance. Now it has only to handle those 4 nodes and not I don't know how many nodes there are, but let's say 50 or something like this. A lot of nodes, and this is always needing lots and lots of power from Blender. So it means the less nodes you have, the faster is Blender. If you're stuck with the performance, by the way, there are 2 ways to increase it highly, and that's just use this here, and you're normally always just in the high-end performance that's possible. Or what I found out, you can click on something else like the camera, and then the performance is much faster as well. And I don't know why it is. It must have to do something with the handling of the nodes, but it's really not because of the add-on, because it's very fast. So there's no the increasement of the add-on is not high. There is a little tiny bit about, so we can try it out here. You can disable it. You can disable the script that is going to highlight your nodes, and then you can see, is it going to do a change, man? Do I see here a huge improvement? And yes, actually we see a little bit, right? It's a frame faster without the add-on, but yeah, it's not that big impact normally. And yeah, but there is a big impact thing, and that's mute unused shading nodes. This one is enabled by default, and that's really a huge one. I'm going to show it later to you. So if you are, oh, let's show it right now. So we are in shading here, and let's take the tunnel if I find it. Where's the tunnel? Should be this one, I guess. Wait, let's test it. No, it's not this one. Oh, if you're searching for something, you can always have a look here, because I exposed the material, so you can easily change it, and you can see how the name is. If you are looking for it like me right now, you can see it here always. So it's Crazy Cave 2 movie. Now let's say we're going to do. Okay, we are here in the shader editor, and now we want to have a timeline as well here, because we have, let's say, a bunch of different colors we want to have here. And this is really something, man. This is going to increase how fast it's going to be rendered drastically. So we create a timeline with it. There we are. Okay, there's the timeline, and now we unmute them. Whoa, yeah, okay. Look at this. It's horrible. It's really, by the way, it's because of Eevee. So if we change to cycles, it works. Oh, yeah, I'm still in Eevee, so it works a lot better, but it's also slow, of course, because it cycles, right? So, but if you are in Eevee and we say, hey, please mute everything we don't need, and we play, it's like so much faster. So much faster. And yeah, it's not perfect because Eevee always needs to load the textures in, but it's crazy much. Let's see again. It's with and it's without, right? Okay, we're now not on a place where the relevant part is. Go back to, come on, timeline, no, timeline, timeline, so, yeah, there we are. And it's not working here, okay. And we're going to push it further, and it's like a billion times better than before. So this is why you can mute the unused shading nodes. So, and how I said, that's really the easiest setup you can make in here, and it's working, and you're good to go. And it's all in just one blend file. That means I can change whatever I want, whenever I want. It's not complicated. I do not have to make like 100 different folders to put whatever inside and stuff like this. It's just one blend file. It can be that easy. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And just by the way, if you still want to like export it in cycles for maybe some stronger visual effects, I highly recommend to export it as a PNG sequence or any other image type, because if you then want to make some changes, you can just export that part of your clip that you want to be changed. And that's pretty easy, and yeah, that's good to handle. So, I hope this video could show you how to work with the ViCiTrip add-on. And yeah, if you have questions, feel free to write me. And that's it. I hope you have fun and wish you a good time. Goodbye.